All right, we're live, Bob. Barbershop conversations, man. We here with the Hall of Famer, Bob Arum. How was lunch, Bob? I caught you.
Good.
Good. Last we checked, the last time I interviewed you in Texas, your sandwich went cold, man. You wouldn't let me buy you another sandwich, man.
Right. Well, you just eat so much, right?
Yeah. Can we? What's your reaction to this weekend's fight, Spence versus Porter?
Well, I thought it was a very good fight, but Mr. Heyman has to quit screwing around and give the fans the fight that they want to see, which is Crawford against Spence.
Now you said fooling around. Explain fooling around.
Well, because you put Spence in with a Porter. Uh, you're not going to get any traction. You're not going to get any buys.
Mm-hmm.
You just lose money on those fights.
Mm-hmm.
And they're sort of senseless.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the public, when they're looking for a particular fight, which they are here, if you give them something else, very, very difficult to sell it to them, particularly if you're trying to sell it as a pay-per-view event.
How far away, in your greatest guesstimation, are we away from Crawford Spence?
Well, I don't know. It's up to them. We're ready to do it. Ready to do it the first 3-4 months of next year. I'm waiting to hear from them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for me, I can really see why they're not doing it because, Spence is a pretty good fighter, but, he doesn't compare to Crawford, doesn't have the skills that Crawford
What was your overall impression of Spence's performance this past Saturday?
has. It was okay, but, certainly wasn't a skillful exhibition of the sweet science.
Uh-huh.
He was in with Porter, who's very, very limited, and it was a dogfight.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Crawford, easily defeats Porter, and certainly I think, you have to favor him pretty big against the Spence because these guys are just not as skillful as he is.
Mm. Now, there was much to make of the scorecards. How did you have it? Did you have Spence unanimous, or did you see it as a split decision?
Well, you don't see it as a split decision. If you have a scorecard, you have a winner and loser.
Mm-hmm.
So I had Spence. I had Spence ahead.
Uh-huh.
I thought Spence was ahead 6-4 going into the 11th round, and then he picked up 3 points. So I had him ahead by about 5 points.
Wow, we had the same scorecard. That's how I had it going into the 11th round. I had the 6-4 Errol.
Yeah.
Now,
Right.
moving forward, Kenny Porter has come out and said if they can't get the Errol Spence rematch, they are going to aggressively pursue Terrence Crawford. Are you interested in that at all?
Well, yeah, but it's again, I wouldn't mind doing that fight,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not a major attraction.
Mm-hmm.
When the public wants a particular fight, with the two fighters they think of, whichever way they have them, in a division, it's very, very hard to sell something else to them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's be honest about it. Crawford and Porter, they're not a bad fight, as fights go, but if you do it on pay-per-view, you're not going to do well on it.
Do you think, like similar to what we used to do what y'all used to do in HBO in the past, was cross promote with the two potential opponents? Do you think that would be to use Porter as the bridge to Crawford Spence?
Well, that's a possibility, but that's sort of to me like a waste of time. But I don't want to demean Porter. He's a decent, well paid. But the truth is, he's no great shakes.
Gotcha. So what's next for Crawford? I see no opponent has been announced. Is that?
Yeah, we're gonna do the mandatory WBO mandatory against Kavaliskis,
Mm-hmm.
and but again, It's going to be done on ESPN, so nobody's going to have to pay to watch that fight on television, and we're going to surround it with other interesting events.
Undercard's amazing.
Yeah, with Terrence Crawford and Comey. I mean, not Terrence Crawford. Teofimo Lopez and Comey. That's a terrific fight. Conlon and the guy who beat him or got the decision against him in the Olympics, Nikit. That's a really good fight. So it's a good telecast. But again, if I put it on pay-per-view, everybody would be up in arms, and they'd be right.
So, do you think, in my humble opinion, I think Crawford takes a step back by fighting his mandatory in terms of fan appeal for the Spence fight?
For the mandatory is the mandatory, and we could go to the.
Are you willing to pay for Danny Garcia or a la Sean Porter? Because it seems like the only thing, the biggest key is money, obviously. Since they don't have technically a promoter, they can go over and similar to Amir Khan.
Well, we offered Danny Garcia a fight with Crawford.
How much was that offer, by the way?
I think $3 million.
And how much did you pay Khan? If you don't mind me asking.
More than that.
Okay. So you think you can
more than
do you think you can find a happy medium for Sean Porter, maybe 5, 6, 7, somewhere in there?
Well, 5, 6, 7 is crazy. These guys can't draw on pay-per-view. The fight Saturday didn't draw on pay-per-view.
So devil's advocate would say, Bob, Khan didn't do that well either. Because
you're damn right it didn't do that well. Because that sends a message that the public is not going to buy these fights on pay-per-view unless you do Crawford and Spence. Then that they'll buy. They're not buying the other fights. You put Crawford in with Garcia, you put Crawford in with Porter. They're not pay-per-view fights.
How does the budget work at ESPN, if you don't mind me asking? So if
when we do pay-per-view fights, it's our own nickel.
Gotcha.
We put up the money and so forth and so on. ESPN, gives us great support, great publicity, but they don't pay for pay-per-view fights.
Oh, Top Rank. It comes out of your pocket, Bob.
Absolutely.
Now I get it. See, and including myself, I was under the impression that maybe there's a percentage break. Maybe in terms of pay-per-views, they pick up 30%, you pick up 70, or vice versa.
No. Okay. That would be nice, but no.
Okay.
This is all on our dime.
That's great information. Okay. Yeah. What was the last conversation with you and Al like?
We were talking about Fury and Wilder, and we, outlined what various ways that promotion would go down, and we had a very cordial meeting. And then I raised the why don't we do Crawford and Spence on the same basis? With Fox and ESPN both involved, that would be terrific. And he said, well, that can't be until next year. Okay. So, we'll soon be talking.
And this was a face-to-face meeting?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. So that means we're getting closer.
Well, but again, Spence and Crawford were not the perfect Fury and Wilder to iron out the details.
Okay. Now, moving forward to Wilder Fury, is that a signed contract or is that a verbal promise in February?
Signed.
Oh, it's signed. So if his cut delays that fight, can they go eat? And
cut is not that the report is there's no chance that the cut's going to delay the fight.
Oh, so February 22nd is still on?
That's up to Wilder. He has to do his job with Ortiz.
Absolutely right.
And but assuming that 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 occurs, then February 22nd is the date that the MGM Grand is reserved
Mm. Are y'all splitting the pay-per-view
in Las Vegas.
with ESPN and Fox, or y'all just
Yeah, ESPN. That's right. They would be the distributors, co-distributors.
Oh, and from a fan, see, I was a fan before I was in media, Bob. I'm actually it's even more promising because all you do is take out Wilder's name, take out Fury name, and you insert Spence and you insert Crawford, pretty much, right?
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Not even a question.
And how would y'all negotiate the percentages? Does Errol Spence fighting Sean Porter give him the advantage in terms of A side, B side, in your humble opinion?
No, the easy way to do it is like you do 50-50, and then you do a rematch because it's going to be a good fight.
Mm-hmm.
And the rematch is 60 to the winner and 40 to the loser.
Mm.
That's how you do the thing. That's how we're doing it with Fury and Wilder.
Gotcha. So Errol Spence going through the WBC gamut, meaning Sean Porter, they say Danny Garcia in January. That doesn't give him any credence over Crawford.
No, because again, the results are the results.
Mm-hmm.
The results are the pay-per-view numbers, which are abysmal for any of these fights.
Mm-hmm.
Crawford and Khan included.
Yeah. I'll play devil's advocate again, Bob. They're tracking. I don't know how true this is. I know every promoter inflates pay-per-view buys. We all know that, right? So let's say they're tracking for 350,000, and my greatest estimation.
Trust me. I know the numbers. They're not going to do 150,000.
150,000.
100. The numbers.
Wow.
I know what I'm talking about. I know the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
It's between 130 and 150,000.
Okay, but that's still more than Khan and Crawford, though.
Well, a couple of that, yeah. Khan and Crawford is about 120,000, 125, all of which stinks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much. Albeit it was a great fight. Porter Spence was a great fight.
It was a great fight, but that doesn't mean that
I know it doesn't equate to money.
A great pay-per-view event.
Sure. Now, how about Fury and his lack of ticket sales? What do you attribute that to? It seems like he's declining here in America.
Well, he's not declining. We did $1 million gate in Las Vegas against the guy that I didn't think was much of an attraction. $1 million gate in Staples Center. Most of those tickets were given away. You know it, and I know it. Nobody paid for those tickets. They didn't take $1 million in the box office in real sales.
All promoters give away tickets. You know what I mean? Especially when they under the gun, when it's like 4 hours left. You know what I'm saying, Bob?
Again, that's a sad commentary because I did the Lomachenko Campbell fight in the UK at the O2 Arena, and they have 18,000 seats there, and they were all sold. So yeah, in the UK there is a demand for tickets at the live gate. In the United States, not so. Look at the Golovkin fight. I don't think they've sold 1,000 tickets there in Madison Square Garden for Saturday's fight.
Thank God.
People aren't buying tickets in the United States for whatever reason, unless there's a big major event that they'll buy tickets for.
And it seemed like you're the head of it and Al Heyman is the head of it. So it seemed like y'all got to come to an agreement, man, because it seemed like I think the fight is hot. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to lose this fight.
I agree the fight is hot, which means that everything else in that category, which isn't the fight, is going to be lukewarm, if that.
Hmm. So if you can't get uh, uh, a Spence fight, w- would you look after a Porter or would you look after revisit Danny Garcia?
Would I look at Porter for what?
Because it
For
seemed
what?
the reason why, Bob, is because
For, for,
he's
for,
going in
for,
January.
for what? Who?
Spence is scheduled to go January 25th at Barclay.
Well, good. Good luck. Good luck for him. That's another big loss for Al Heyman.
Mm, mm.
I mean, you want to burn money. You want to burn money. I'm not going to do a fight with Crawford and Garcia and lose a ton of money. I mean, that's crazy. That's not business.
You don't think ESPN would pick that up?
ESPN would pick it up, or what price?
Gotcha. Or how about
Just the
Porter?
way Fox won't pick up
Yeah.
a Porter Garcia fight because they couldn't afford it.
Mm. Makes sense. How about you got a big fight coming up, man. You got two young kids, man. Let's get to what you got going on, man. You got Shakur Stevenson, Joette Gonzalez, man. That's literally an in-house fight, Bob. You got
Why is it in the house?
because Shakur Stevenson, rumor has it Shakur is dating his sister, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like a West Side Story.
Yeah, isn't it? Oh man.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got Shakur in that. Now,
yeah, that's a good fight.
I can't wait. I can't wait, Bob. Bob, you done well by
the
giving.
Fight we have the week before may even be better.
Oh, yeah, the unification, the light heavyweight.
Yeah, Bozic better be off. I mean, nobody can tell me for sure who the winner is that fight.
Where's that fight at, Bob?
Philadelphia, Temple University.
Oh, Temple. Okay. You're going to get a small, intense crowd.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're going to get a small, that's going to be a highly contentious crowd, man. I like that.
Yeah.
You rolling in October, Bob. You got two big weekends coming up.
Right. And then November 2nd, we got Burchelt and Sosa at Home Depot in LA, or whatever they call it now. And then we have my Fighting Marine, Jamal Herring, at the ballpark in Fresno on November 9th. And then November 30th, we got Valdez is fighting Oscar Valdez, and also Frampton is on that card. So
not fighting each other, right? They're not fighting each other.
No.
Okay.
No, but obviously we're building to it.
Yeah. Now, Shakur Stevenson, assuming he wins, obviously he's your fighter. Are you interested in immediate unifying with like a Gary Russell? Gary Russell done called out everybody and can't seem to get a fight. Would you be interested in Shakur versus Gary?
We tried Gary Russell. We tried him about a year ago, and he wasn't interested. I mean, Gary Russell's an excellent fighter, obviously, but we tried about a year ago to talk to him, and he just wasn't interested. And we haven't heard anything back from him since. So this is the first time, that for us, the name Gary Russell ever popped up in at least a year.
Yeah, he said if Shakur wins the belt, he'll take that young fella on in a heartbeat.
Well, I mean, that's wonderful for him to say that to you. Let him say it to us.
Sure. How about Tank Davis? How close are you to Tank Davis? Have you had any conversation with Floyd and Leonard or Al as it relates to Loma?
No. Well, with Leonard, I have great respect for Floyd. He fought for us for over 10 years. And I know Leonard Ellaby for years. And like I said, when Davis is ready to step up, give us, and he's going to. Loma is going to fight the winner of Teofimo Comey to unify the belts. But then sometime in June, they'll be looking for another fight. And if Tank Davis is ready, Floyd, who knows boxing, really knows the sport of boxing, will call us to try to make that match. But I don't think Tank Davis is experienced enough to be in the ring with Loma at this point in time. A year from now, who knows? He's a very good fighter, is Davis. But, again, it takes a lot of experience to be able to get in the ring and fight a master like Lomachenko. And Floyd knows that. And this doesn't denigrate Davis's ability, because he has a lot of ability.
Would you be interested in, if Tank isn't ready, would you be interested in Devin Haney in June?
Devin Haney is not ready to fight a Lomachenko. Devin Haney has the potential of being an elite fighter. He is not an elite fighter yet. He doesn't have the experience. He doesn't have the background to fight an experienced, probably one of the best fighters of our generation. Time will come when he's available, and it'll be a really big fight. But these guys like Davis and Haney are still wet behind the ears when it comes to matching them with a genius fighter like Lomachenko.
Who's pound for pound the best fighter in the world, Bob? And has who's pound for pound the best fighter in the world? And has Errol Spence cracks your top 5?
I think Terence Crawford is the best fighter in the world. I really think he's best, and Lomachenko is very close. I think Errol Spence is an elite fighter, but I don't think he has the skills, talent like Crawford does.
So you don't have him in your top 5 just yet?
Who?
Errol Spence.
Well, no, I haven't figured that. I have Crawford, Lomachenko. Certainly Canelo belongs there. And who else is there? Yeah, I would have Spence in my
That's fair.
At 4 or 5. Yeah, why not?
How did you and Al Heyman make up, by the way? Because at the beginning of this year, this is an intriguing fan question. He didn't exist. Obviously, you knew he was alive. And how did y'all kiss and make up? And
don't look at what promoters say, particularly me. That shit doesn't make a difference when you sit down and negotiate.
Because
I don't take it seriously, and I'm sure Al is experienced enough that he doesn't take it seriously.
Well, I could tell by how you've definitely outmaneuvered Eddie Hearn these past 365 days. Are you actually enjoying outmaneuvering Eddie Hearn, beating him to the step?
No. Things. You play the hand. You get the card, the hand, and sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. It's not a question of outmaneuvering. Promoters don't outmaneuver the other people. They make deals, and if they feel that their guy is better and so forth, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. It's all a business.
Now, Bob, you got a WBC title fight and you had a belt. Come on, man. That's definitely outmaneuvering when Devin Haney was right there waiting and thought he was going to fight Luke Campbell when Lomachenko stepped in.
I don't know whether David. Well, that may very well be. And the WBC, we appealed to them, and Lomachenko is something. Canelo is something special. These people deserve certain considerations that other fighters might not be entitled to.
Hearn said this week that Terence Crawford is now the B-side of the Spence.
Well, Eddie Hearn, talks about everything except his own fights, because they don't draw anything in the United States. How much he talks about Andrade, he can't get himself arrested. So Eddie Hearn, I don't, listen to anything he says because he, shoots from the mouth about things that don't really involve him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what the hell has he got to do with Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence or anybody like that?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have a dog in the hunt.
Mm.
So what the hell is he talking about?
Mm. Do you think that him having a fight in Saudi Arabia was more about boxing or more about lining the pockets of Eddie Hearn?
No comment.
No comment.
I don't like to comment on somebody else's
Okay,
fight
gotcha.
respectively.
Gotcha.
Ask me after the fight happens.
Okay, I'm
say
definitely gonna call you, Bob. I'm definitely gonna call you, man.
Yeah.
And anything else you want to add to this interview, man?
No,
because we're about to go viral again, Bob. Every time we interview, we go viral. Oh, how's Atlanta coming? Last we spoke, you said that you was trying to get the fight in Atlanta. I spoke to Steven Espinoza last week. He wants to get a fight in Atlanta. Black fight fans want a date. We want a Juneteenth date. We want a Marcus Garvey birthday date. We want a Malcolm X birthday date.
Steven Espinoza, I didn't know was still in the boxing business. That's true.
Uh-huh.
So we've been talking with the Atlanta Hawks and Atlanta Hawks management. The lead partner of the Atlantic Hawks, Tony Rest, is a personal family friend of mine, and we've been talking with him, his people, and we will be announcing a date in Atlanta for one of our stars very shortly. I promise you.
How soon, Bob? Don't play with me, Bob.
Yeah, I'm not playing with you.
Okay.
We will be in Atlanta at least twice next year.
And can we get it around the Black holiday? Can we get it around the Black? And I'm telling you, you're gonna get all of us, Bob. Bob, you're gonna get all of us. All right, you're gonna win. You're gonna get Shakur Stevenson's fan base back. Come on.
Yeah.
And Terrence Crawford.
Well, those are two guys that we're planning to have fight in Atlanta next year.
I'm behind you on that one, Bob, for sure.
Okay, good.
Man,
I know. It's got the best African American affluent.
Yeah, that's the new money.
Community in the United States.
Atlanta's the new money. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I know.
Man, I appreciate you, man. Thank God I didn't make your sandwich cold again, Bob.
Okay.
I'll see you in a couple of weeks when you get here for the press conference.
Okay, good.
I appreciate you.
Okay.
Thanks, Bob. Hall of Famer, Bob Arum. Once again, we always have great interviews, man. You guys don't want to hear this, but I'll tell you, Bob Arum was like one of my first interviews when I was, as he said, wet behind the ears about a decade ago. And I was like, oh shit, I'm about to interview Bob Arum. You know what I mean? And so anyways, man. So yeah, man, enjoy the interview and formulate your own ideas. And one thing that can never be said, that Bob Arum he's never turned down an interview from me. And I'm forever gratitude for Bob Arum for always interviewing with me and moving forward. So Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, all we got to do is take out Wilder's name, put in Spence's name, take out Fury's name, put in Crawford's name, and they go behind the doors and tweak the percentages, and we'll never know. They're going to say it's 50-50 publicly, and maybe Spence gets 57, maybe Crawford gets 43. I don't know. Y'all work it out in the back room, but 2020 is the year of that fight. Barbershop Conversations, man. Thank you, Bob Arum, and talk to you guys soon. Peace.